Good morning, everyone. I'd like to thank everyone who's joined us today via Oz Arab Media's live stream, and to those who are tuning in via Oz Arab Radio. Joining us today is Sophia Sarkis, a beauty queen turned political activist in her native country of Myanmar. Mrs. Sarkis has used her fame as a beauty queen to raise attention to the issues at hand in Myanmar, and she's joined us to discuss how these issues have impacted her personally and how the community can get involved in her activism. Without further ado, Mrs. Sarkis, thank you for joining us. How are you today?
Good, thank you, Joseph, and thank you for having me on your program to introduce with Lebanese community for what I'm doing for my country. Thank you.
We're very glad to have you here. Thank you. So how does a beauty queen become involved in political activism?
To be honest, I wasn't thinking of becoming a beauty queen because I'm not interested in to be in part of the limelight or to involve with celebrities' life or anything. But I have become an activist since a military coup took place in February 2021, and I was actively involved in political matters and protests and meeting parliamentarians, demanding for the country, for what's happening in Myanmar, to get awareness and seeking justice for the people that for that suffering in Myanmar. But as I was doing all these activities and involvement with the government matters, I've realized that being involved in a matters cannot bring much attention to the people, because for me, this is my point of view that if I want to bring the awareness to people and I want people to involve, I want to make people to have interest. What kind of interest that I can use to bring the people to aware of what's happening in Myanmar? And so I came up with the idea that I have to become someone that I can get out in the public and use the status of that person, as in that person, to work on it, to bring the awareness for the country. That's how I decided to become to involve in the beauty queen. So not to become, to involve with the Mrs. Universe Australia. But before that, obviously, I have to think about what I'm doing. Especially, I'm married and I have children. I have work commitment. At the same time, I'm involved with a lot of situation with Myanmar. Do I have time? And will I be able to do it? And then again, I'm thinking, and because I know that to become someone in the public eyes of views, you got to lose privacy. This privacy matter is really important for as a woman, and I'm willing to give up that privacy because I believe that I'm doing for a good cause, and I want to do something for the people of Myanmar that who aren't able to speak up or who aren't able to use their voice. So that's why I give up my privacy and use myself to become to involve in this beauty pageant. Yes.
Yeah, you've, as mentioned, you have lost privacy because of this, because you become very well known for your activism. You've had national articles written about you. What was there something specific that caused you to become an activist? Love of country, how this coup had impacted friends and family back in Myanmar. Was there a specific reason that got you involved?
Well, since military coup took place, my family got a big impact. Which my family means my cousins. Some of my cousins are still in Myanmar, but I don't really have a big family left behind because most of my family members are here. And the way they got impact is they also involved in the protests and revolutions, and so they got like investigate by the military, but they learned that this military learned that they are some of my relatives are well connected to me, and before I became Mrs. Universe Australia Charity Queen, I known to be a activist well-known activist because I speak in parliament, meeting with a lot of parliamentarians, discussing the matter of Myanmar situations. And I've always been on the social media, speak up for the truth and seeking justice. So my names was out there, especially a lot of TV media, SBS, ABC news. I was regularly on their news, so it's quite a big impact. And one of my uncle, wife, and my cousin, my little cousin, they live in one of the state, and I don't want to talk about where they live. I don't want to reveal their place, but they got raided by the military truck with 30 soldiers, and luckily they weren't at that time. They weren't at home. They were at their doctors to do their doctor's medical checkup because my auntie wasn't well, and they destroyed a lot of things, and they destroyed the house, everything, and they wanted to arrest them. And so when they found out they couldn't go back to their house, I have organized them to live in a secure location and safe location, and I managed to get them out. They are in a safe place at the moment, and this is for my relative point of part of in Burma, in Myanmar. But as for me in Australia, there is when you become someone, and that in front of people's eyes, there is always a criticism, and you no longer have privacy. Everyone, even like my private life and social media life, become a public because I wanted to raise as much as awareness that I can do for my country. So I risk all that and turn into public. And yes, I do get a lot of criticisms, some of the nasty comments. There's majority of the people also obviously support of what I'm doing, because some people don't understand that how can political and beauty pageant can mix. So there's some people think, sometimes when you do something, they always think for the negative before they think positive. So the negative is like, she wants to be the popular, she wants to be the celebrity, she wants to be the queen, and all of these things. But obviously, I'm very lucky to marry my husband. That he always give me encouragement and good guidance to not to listen. And if I listen, I cannot do what I'm doing today. So I continue doing it with the help of my husband and my husband encouragement, and I keep going, and I'm fighting for something that I believe in, to do something good for my people in Myanmar. Yes.
That's very inspiring, and we sincerely hope that your relatives are safe in Myanmar as well. Have there been incidents with any other of your relatives or friends, or was that an isolated incident, that raid you just mentioned?
Um, some of my cousins I lost contact. I don't know where they are, and but as far as I know, that they are still safe. But there's other people that a friend of mine and someone that I know, and I recently met someone. She's a young girl. She's only 17. She's not even 18. Recent trip to May South. She's only 17, and she's traumatized. She by the her best friend got killed in front of her eyes during protests, and she's only 17, and to go through with that pain, and she feeling numb, and so those kind of things that I've been hearing is a lot, but luckily most of my family members are still alive and safe.
We're glad, and we hope they continue to stay safe, sincerely.
Thank you.
You also mentioned before, you, as a beauty queen, some people looked at you and thought that perhaps you were just looking for attention with this Myanmar crisis. Were there specific methods you utilized to overcome that stigma, that you were looking for attention, that what you were doing was a genuine passion from your heart?
Yes, you know what, in reality it is true. I'm looking for attention,
Yes.
but That attention wasn't for me,
Yeah.
because the attention was, the message is very loud and clear. The attention was, for me, the way I see it is, this is the revolution. This is the revolution that people need to wake up and join hand in hand, and they have to use whatever they can use to involve and help and become someone, the influential, become an influence person to have a good impact to help others. So yes, I am seeking attention, but that attention is loud and clear. That attention is the pure purpose for the people of Myanmar, and to people that they aren't able to speak up, they aren't able to even make a little noise, because there's a military is going to arrest them and kill them and shoot them or rape them or anything, that they're going to get torture. So we are living in Australia, and I'm an Australian. I'm a proud citizen of Australia. And lucky that we are able to live in a country that we are able to speak up what's the truth and what isn't the truth. We shouldn't be afraid. So why not? Like my husband said, yes, you are beautiful. You can be a beauty queen, you know, and you can use your beauty to become someone to help those that who needed help. So that's why, if some people say to me that, oh, she wants to be a beauty queen, she is seeking attention. Yes, I am, because I want to send this message to everyone that who is listening with this interview. I am seeking attention for my country, that where I was born and raised, partially raised, and not for me. I'm doing all this not for me, because I don't need anything. I live in a good life, a beautiful life, and a wonderful marriage. And I have a blessed from God that I have 3 kids, and my life is very good at this stage. But everything I'm doing and everything that I want to gain is for those unfortunate people that stuck in the country that there is no freedom at all. So that's the message that I'm sending, and I will continue to do whatever I believe in and help those who need it, and I won't stop. Yes, those are the moments that I break down and cry. I got depressed, because sometimes I wonder how the celebrity live, and no wonder a lot of celebrity commit suicide, because they don't know who to share their pain and their feelings when they get a lot of criticisms from people. People destroy people, I do believe, because now everything that I'm doing for a good cause and good reason, there's are many people out there that they want to destroy me. What for? Why can't they look at it in a positive way, that this person is doing a good things and good cause and we want to help? Instead, no, negative. But I am lucky, like I said, I repeat again, that my husband is the person that he's my mentor. He's a good counselor for me, that he is the person that I'm keep going, and I'm keep fighting for the country that I have love. I have so much love.
It's very inspiring. You mentioned your husband a fair bit in that answer, and to my understanding, he is of Lebanese descent. Um, have you seen any comparisons between the political crisis in Myanmar with the one currently ongoing in Lebanon?
Yes, I have seen. I'm married to my husband for this year in September. It will be 19 years of marriage,
God bless.
and I have seen similarity, because I've been to Lebanon probably 5 times. I love it. The people in Lebanon, they are very nice, very generous. The generosity that they have in their heart is amazing, really amazing and wonderful, and their hospitality is really amazing. And but the political matters, it's similar, that the way the government isn't looking after the people. The government is for themselves, and it's a dictatorship, dictatorship that it's the power, the hunger of power, rather than thinking for the people, that what can we do for the country to be, to be better and to go into the better direction. No, they don't. They want the country to be that way. They want to keep it that way on purposely because I mean, this is my opinion, I mean, just because I don't know much about the political, don't want to too much involved with the Lebanese government. But the way I see is that my government, Burmese government, is they want this country not to grow because they are only family to grow, and the wealth that they have, that's all that matter, that they want the country to live under the regimes that not much have freedom, and to not to associate or involve with other countries. They want to create their own you know circle and world to keep on continue to remain living in the poor people lives. That's how I see it. Especially at the moment, Lebanon crisis, the dollar's value is high and the Lebanese currency become nothing. This is the same thing that happening in Myanmar. The bank has no money. The same thing happening. But what can people do? And I think for us to the difference between Myanmar and Lebanon is I mean, this is like again that this is my only opinion. I don't want to offend anybody. In Myanmar crisis and situation is we are fighting only military against people. It's easy. Very easy,
Yes.
because we people are united and we're fighting against the military for the dictatorship. But in Lebanon, so many different party,
That is
the
correct.
different
There are
party
many
and the,
parties.
the, the, the different many followers. Even I learned that sometimes it makes me laugh that sometimes within a family member, they talk about the politics and the party, party member and parliamentarian. They start fighting and arguing. They start fighting and arguing. One from A party, one support A party, and one support B party. And
Another
they,
party.
I hope that if they can see a country to change, to become a better country, opinion first.
Okay. How can, as you mentioned, you believe it's important for people to essentially campaign for the native country, even if they're not their native country, such as you in Australia, raising awareness for the issues in Myanmar. How can people and businesses become involved in your activism here in Australia? And what kind of activities can they get involved in?
To bring people, to give awareness to the people, we need to, to out of our circle, out of our, especially even though I'm Burmese, I mean, I was a citizen and I'm married to Lebanese. So as well, Lebanese community is my family as well, that I have, again, and Australia is my country now. And also I was born in Myanmar. So I'm very lucky, very, very lucky that this awareness for the situation that happening in Myanmar. Now I adopted another community, that Philippine community, which I was involved with for the Mrs. Universe Australia Association and organization there. All these Philippine family, very beautiful as well. They respect the title, they respect the people, they respect the person. So they're very much supporting of what I'm doing and what I'm continue to do so. So again, as well, that my husband is a businessman, and we are operating RGS Aluminium for the last 19 years. That my husband is not quite well known in the business industry. That he is associated with a lot of construction. We are in the construction sector. So he's involved with a lot of builders and construction companies, and I'm so devoted to help my people to the end, until the revolution over. So every day I have that. I'm thinking of the idea that how I can bring awareness and how I raise up this issue more and more. On the other hand, I am trying also with the government side, that Australian government, that I'm trying to meet up with parliamentarians and discuss the matter of people lives in Myanmar. So especially now that I become a Mrs. Universe Australia charity queen, and I've been to the Thailand, near south the border of Myanmar, and I met with a lot of refugee and the people that being displaced home, and so I need to do more. I can't stop. I need to help more, and I need to create more awareness and more. So to do that, I have to do fundraising and to talk about more, invite people, and by doing fundraising or gala dinner, or to invite all the businesses to ask for a donation or helping. I don't want to use really a donation words, because if we want to be gentle and help people, I would rather to use supporting, you know, and that would probably be more uh, value than donation words. This is how I see it. So I would be, asking and seeking help and support from the community to communities.
What platforms can people use to follow your work and your progress, and for them to stay in touch about these events that you mentioned?
I currently, someone created my official page for me, the Mrs. Universe Australia Charity Queen, Sophia Sarkis official page for me.
A website?
Uh, no, Facebook page. Facebook
Facebook page.
page for me. I haven't created the website yet because I have to make a proper plan. To choose the right path and the right direction. To think carefully which way I wanted to go, and because I don't want to too much mix with private and personal as well. I mean, sorry, personal and the public as well. And so at the moment, I have a Facebook page that I just recently started. Just started that probably 2 months. So obviously, it's in a beginner level. So I hope a lot of people can start following, and I will be constantly posting activities from now on from there. And I'm also planning to do uh, charity gala dinner in the future to bring the awareness and for helping that I wanted to do it as a do it for Myanmar business. I mean, yeah.
Speaking of, sorry. My apologies, ladies and gentlemen. It looks like Mrs. Sarkis has just had to step away from the camera not too long up, and here she comes back.
Sorry,
No,
sorry.
you're right.
Yeah, my dog is barking.
No, you're quite all right.
Yeah, sorry.
It's all right. I was just about. Had you finished your answer to my previous question?
Um, yeah. So
Yeah.
just 1 second. I better go out. Like, yeah.
Um. There
Yeah.
go.
Yeah. What was the question?
Um. We were talking about your platforms that people can follow to follow your activism and events, etc.?
Yes, I will be continue doing. Can you see me, or
I
is
can
it?
see. The sun is blocking. There we go. That's a bit clearer now.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, so I will be doing the future, fundraising and gala dinner. To I will be like concentrating on humanitarian works and to help and support people of Myanmar.
Okay. Speaking of gala dinner, Oz Arab Media is hosting theirs on the 19th of May, where we will be celebrating our businesses with the AIM Awards. What do you believe makes a multicultural business successful?
Um, Sorry, I lost a bit of your question.
That's all
Can
right. I'll
you,
repeat it.
the
So on the
network? Yeah.
19th of May, this Friday, Oz Arab Media is hosting their first annual gala dinner where we will be celebrating businesses with the AIM Awards. What do you believe makes a multicultural business successful?
I believe that, for a business to be successful, we have to have a good communications and in every way of the business to business, the dealing each other, and and also that because like as you mentioned that we are living in a multicultural country, so which community uh, decide to do the charity work, we should be able to support one another. For instance, like now that I truly appreciate, because you mentioned that I truly appreciate that Oz Arab Media together, working together with Lion Clubs and and inviting me and helping me and supporting me to raising some part of the funding to help uh, currently to work on the charity that I wanted to help in Myanmar situations that which aren't totally related with Lebanese community, but they decided to do it for me because they have care that they show they have care that I am part of the Lebanese family as well, that since I have been married to my husband for the 19 years, and they no longer see me as a, oh, she's Burmese and this Myanmar situation doesn't relate it to us. They don't think that. They offer their help and their support, and why, which I truly humble, that appreciate that they have honoring and offering help and come up with this idea. So in the future, I hope to do the same thing for Lebanon as well, which I do get the chance. So multicultural country, I mean multicultural. We are living in a multicultural country that we are involved with a lot of multicultural background, and I think everyone starts should not just thinking of a person that or she's Asian, or she's Lebanese, or he is Chinese, or she is Indian. We don't think anymore. We don't want to think anymore. We need to learn to educate ourselves that at the end of the day we are people, that people to people, and to we should help each other and join hand to hand in each other to help in every situation or every disaster that we are going to face in life, not just each community, just as in a human, as in a person that we are going to, educate ourselves to be better, to help others. And that will make it successful in everyone's life, not just in the business.
Um, to conclude, as you know, I'm sure you've heard a cyclone hit Myanmar on the weekend. What message would you like to give to those who are impacted by this disaster, and perhaps as well to an extent, those who are currently struggling with the current regime in place who are trying to make change for the better?
Yes, it is very sad. Our people don't deserve another disaster, which they are already faced with severe disaster at the moment with the military. And so this is a disaster that unfortunately, that that they cannot ignore or escape that. And I was on the news, listening the other day, and they are, you know, there's a part of the, I think, Sidway, Rakhine, that part of the area was severely affected, and we don't know much update at the moment yet, and I'm following up with that. But at the moment, we are planning to do the emergency fundraising to help those people that who has lost their house, and no food, no waters, or anything that they need help with the medicine or anything. That I am also planning to do something for those people, emergency funding, that to do the fundraising. Probably it's going to be either online, GoFundMe, something like a donation or anything that we are planning. But for the message is, I know our people are very strong, you know, and they have a strength that they will overcome with whatever disaster that they are facing at the moment, because they've already faced the disaster of the military, and this cyclone disaster is, if they compare to what they are facing now, is nothing. So for the message is, I know that they are going to be strong, and I wanted to tell them to stay strong, and we are with them. We are with them, and we are here for them, and we will be offering every help that they need or they may need.
It's very inspiring. And just to be clear, the GoFundMe page and fundraising you mentioned, that information can be found on your public Facebook page?
Yes, I will be creating shortly. And with this message, I would like to ask my Lebanese family as well to help and support to those people that who need it desperately.
Right. Mrs. Sarkis, I'd like to thank you so much for your time and for your answers. We really appreciate it on behalf of Oz Arab Media. Also on behalf of Oz Arab Media, we look forward to seeing you at our first annual gala to be held on the 19th of May, which is this Friday. To people who haven't booked, you can still purchase a ticket, but you'll need to do so as soon as you can, as there are not much left. To those who have also already booked, we look forward to seeing you. Mrs. Sarkis, we also look forward to seeing you too on the night. And funds raised from this gala will actually be used to help refugees from Myanmar. So once again, I'd like to
thank you so much. Thank you so much for having me on your program, and I truly appreciate for your time. And I look forward to seeing everyone on the 19th of May. Thank you.
Thank you. It was a pleasure.
Thank you.